Minister of Arts, Sports and Culture, Mr. Zizi Kodwa, appeared in court with along with his partner in crime, whose name I've forgotten. Obviously, the spotlight is not even on him. It's about on this man. He appeared in court today, and we have something to say about that. Quite interesting. Especially in this time where we know most politicians are about to get arrested. And this is just the beginning. In 2024, two of them has been arrested already. It was the Speaker of National Assembly, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. Now it is Zizi Kodwa. In the words of Jacob Zuma, he's told them, abanye benu bayozisola. Now they regret not listening to Jacob Zuma. We'll talk about that shortly. Take a look at what happened when they arrived in court. Yeah.
Ladies are good enough for us at least 2 years. Shall I refer to protect this in the record? Please report. Your worship, today is the 5th day of June 2024. This is a special outcome of Spanish from Johannesburg. It is sitting at Sunday for number 12, case number SPC 37-2024. Presiding officer, this Mr. Down President Mr. Mahara, there is no need for an interpreter as both actions for our English investment. Appearing on Inspector for case number 1, it is Mr. Small Smith. Your worship, Inspector for case number 2, it is Mr. Majazi. Your worship, before proceeding, shall I hand the request that both my colleagues confirm their appearance on behalf of the
Thank you. On behalf of accused number 1, I confirm my appearance.
Good morning, Your Worship. On behalf of accused number 2, I confirm my appearance, and for the sake of completeness, I confirm that we have no opposition to.
Jacob Zuma said in an interview not long ago, he revealed that they asked him about Ramaphosa. He said, he assessed the situation. He knew that bringing Ramaphosa was going to be a threat. Hence, he said that it is confidential. There's confidential information he had on Ramaphosa. He knew what was going to happen. He warned the ANC. They did not want to listen. They accepted Ramaphosa, adopted him as the president. And then, you remember when they were instituting estate capture, he told them, this is going to be your downfall. Today, Zizi Kodwa, they regret not listening to Zuma because at that time, they told Zuma that you need to go, step down. Zuma even at some point said, it was said that there's a man who speaks beautiful words. He says there's a new dawn and people are excited about the new dawn. And Zuma says, hey, the new dawn is going to get you in trouble. Yeah, when? And a lot of people said, no, we want the new dawn. Because the new dawn was well packaged. You'll remember even in society, we were told, in general citizens, we were told he's a billionaire, he won't steal money. Well, 500 billion gone. A billionaire in fact, the status of Ramaphosa is questionable. The way he does things, he's not a billionaire, that guy. But we were sold all of that. It did not take longer for the ANC people to regret appointing Ramaphosa. It did not take longer for people of South Africa to regret voting Ramaphosa. So there's more about Ramaphosa, but there's less about, there's less complications when you do this. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the Super Thanks button in case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, we'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. I'm about to show you another video of Zizi Kodwa. Don't worry, we'll go in as far as also the judge himself. Zizi Kodwa had a lawyer by the name of Zola Machav. Zola Machav, guys, he is look, a prosecutor for PSL in South Africa. They decide case, and I must say that also looking at his performance, right, as far as the PSL are concerned, the way they decide matters early. They don't wait for matters to drag too long. They decide matters early. In terms of that, let's give him credit. He seems to be the man that does his job as quick as possible, and for that, I appreciate Uzola Machavo as well. But yeah, he was in court defending Zizi Kodwa, and this is what he said.
At this stage, I gathered that my prosecution is a sequel to the findings and recommendations from the State Capture Commission and or some parts of my testimony to the Commission. I went to the Commission out of a deep sense of respect for the rule of law and participated therein with a clean conscience and in line with willingness to be held accountable. I never located myself as being above the law. That position has not changed, notwithstanding how I feel about this prosecution. I will not attempt to evade my trial or in any manner undermine the administration of justice with reference to this matter. I accept that by absconding, I will forfeit my bail money to the state and can be rearrested and remanded in custody with no option of a fine. I confirm that I have no intention of interfering with state witnesses, as I have no knowledge of who they are at this stage. Nor do I have any intentions of concealing or destroying evidence in the possession of the state. Thus far, I have cooperated fully with the police. Given the fact that at this stage my legal representatives have not yet had sight of the docket, I am unaware of any outstanding evidence to be collected, and thus less likely to frustrate those efforts. Hence my undertaking not to do so in the future up until the finalization of my trial. I am willing to comply with all bail conditions in terms of Section 62 of the Criminal Procedure Act as amended that this Honorable Court may deem necessary in granting me bail. I am also prepared to hand in my personal passport to the investigating officer should the court so direct. Alternatively, I undertake to notify the investigating officer should I be required to travel outside the borders of the Republic of South Africa. At all material times during my arrest, I cooperated fully with the police. My legal representative was also in direct communication with the investigating officer as well as the senior state advocate who is responsible for this matter. Hence my appearance today as properly coordinated and without any undue delay at my instance. Regarding the merits of this case, I elect to exercise my right to remain silent, save to the extent that I will disclose my defense fully at the appropriate stage of the trial. I'm not privy to the details pertaining to the charges, except for the generalized allegations arising from my testimony at the State Capture Commission.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you as well what the judge was. Look what the judge said about what the judge said about Zizi Kodwa. I will show you that as well. Don't worry, I'll show you that. But I'm going back to what I told you, about the fact that these politicians, when they accepted Ramaphosa, he promised them the land of milk and honey, disguising himself as a man who loves them, as a man who wanna save them with good English. And it's funny that Ramaphosa uses the law to deal with them and say to us he's dealing with corruption when, like I say, you can't say to me, how best can I say this? You see, you take Thabo Baxter, you make him a judge, or you put him on power, and you tell Thabo Baxter to deal with other criminals. What are you expecting? That's exactly the same scenario here. People are saying, yeah, we are seeing justice, whereas Thabo Baxter is in charge of, is the one that is giving you justice. Thabo Baxter is not giving you justice. What he does, he is protecting himself by removing opposition through the legal system. That is what Ramaphosa is doing. I hear a lot of you guys are praising it as justice, as we are getting rid of the state capture people. Hey, Baba. If you know that, then you will understand that Ramaphosa is implicated in the state capture. So why isn't he arrested? If you know that, why hasn't Ramaphosa gotten arrested? If you are talking about, because a lot of people did not read into the state capture, right? So they say the state capture is about Zuma and his team, forgetting that the state capture implicated Ramaphosa himself. But again, because people don't read, you just allow them and you're like, you don't know that the man you are saying now he was cleaning government. He himself, according to state capture, is dead. So what is he cleaning if he himself is dead? But again, so the judge then decided to grant them a bail, right? So they were granted bail. They were released on bail, 30,000 rand bail. This is what the judge said here.
As the applicants, you have a duty to disclose a record of your previous convictions, a record of your pending cases where you are released on bail, and a record of any protection orders that were granted by the court pertaining to the Domestic Violence Act or the Protection from Harassment Act. If you willfully mislead this court or refuse to provide that information, when convicted for failure to disclose that information, you will be sentenced to a fine of 80,000 rands or 2 years imprisonment. I hope I'm audible enough. All right. I know I speak a bit softer, but I hope I'm audible enough. Let me start with applicant number 1. Did you understand what the court has said?
Yes, sir.
Number 2?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. The rest I'll get from the attorneys, but if it's not covered pertaining to section 6011 capital B, I'll inquire before they close their case. So on the second aspect, the court is going to warn you of your duty, of your right to remain silent. It's a constitutional right to remain silent in any court of law. Now, you have a right to remain silent when this court is dealing with the facts of the case. So you have a right to remain silent on the facts of the case, because this is a bail proceeding. However, if you waive your right to remain silent and disclose the facts of the case, this court is warning you that the evidence presented in this court will be used in the trial court against you and will be presented as a prima facie evidence. Did you understand me? Accused number 1?
Yes, I understand.
Number 2? Thank you. May be stated.
So we are currently anticipating the arrest of Paulo Mashatile. That is going to happen soon. And we all know, according to the plan, right, that a lot of these ministers are going to be arrested. We all know that Pegitale, he stepped down. Pegitale is not going to coming back. He's not going to be coming back as a minister of police in the new government. He's not going to be back. Forget about Pegitale. Done and dusted with Pegitale. But here's the thing, right, that you need to remember, you need to put it in mind, is that we're going to have, they are suggesting a government of national. But we all know that the DA wants to be in control of a lot of things in this thing, right? Because they want to be in control of everything, this is what is happening to those who are not aware of what is happening. People are going to get arrested. People are going to get... How best can I say this? People are like serious ministers, and this has got nothing to do with justice, guys. Stop confusing matters here. This has all to do with DA trying to remove opposition through the legal processes. Now, it made me believe that the people who suggested the concept of step aside thing was not necessarily Ramaphosa, but it was the people who funded him, who suggested that. Because come to think of it, why now suddenly they are the ones who are reacting to this thing? They are the ones who are using it to their favor. I doubt that they just, you know what I'm saying? But these people are dealing with this big comrade, big time. The DA shows you that we are in charge here, right? And they show you that the enemy is within. Why does the DA feel comfortable to form a coalition with ANC easily like that, when previously they were so uncomfortable with any coalition with ANC? But as soon as Ramaphosa lead the party, they even said it in themselves that they trust Ramaphosa. What is it that Ramaphosa has done which recommend him to them that makes them feel comfortable? Somebody once said, and I posted that video, where if you are seen having coffee with your enemies, people are most likely to believe that you have sold out. And they will be justifiable to think so. Why? Because, I mean, honestly, it is just loud and clear that you cannot be associated with the enemy and expect people to think of you as a fighter. It just doesn't make sense. Nothing will ever make sense with Ramaphosa, with the DA feeling comfortable around Ramaphosa. It doesn't make sense.